It's Brian Warren, and this is for the Drama 70 class oral presentation for Miss Perry. And my presentation was on Seven in the movie with starring Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman. So basically, just an overview of the movie is Brad Pitt, who is a young detective, just made detective. This is his first case, and Morgan Freeman is a 25-year vet who's about to retire in 6 days. So they both get paired on this assignment to track down this killer, who is following the 7 deadly sins, which is greed, gluttony, wrath, pain, envy, sloth, and lust. So basically, this killer is killing everybody regarding those sins. So gluttony is an obese man eating himself to death. Lust is a prostitute who is, I guess, killed by pleasure. Sloth is a man who's tied to a bed for a year with no food or water, and he's just deteriorating himself. Greed is, I believe it's a woman who she's given 2 choices, whether she can either, her face is disfigured, like the killer disfigures her face, and then she's given the choice to either A, kill herself with sleeping pills, like just do a suicide attempt, or B, call the police, and hopefully they get in time before she bleeds out. But eventually it gets to the point where the killer is tired of playing games with Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt. He just comes into the precinct and he just tells them he's the killer. And the reason they couldn't track him down because he peeled off the tops of his fingers and took his fingernails off so he wouldn't have fingerprints. So when he came in, he had bloody bandages all around his fingers so the police couldn't track him. So it gets to the point where 5 sins are gone and there's only 2 sins left, which is envy and wrath. And the killer is Kevin Spacey, by the way. So the killer tells Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman, he's like, I'm going to give you the last 2 kills, but you have to take me to this exact location and it has to be at this exact time, and then I'll let you know what my plan is, but you can't know it until the end. And in Kevin Spacey's head, he's thinking he is doing God's work by getting rid of these people who basically have sinned, and Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman are just looking at him like he's crazy. You know, he's just another crazy person that just needs to go to jail. So they're on the way to take him to this spot, and then after that they're going to take him to prison. So when they take him to the spot, it's out like near a desert, and they're sitting there, and then he's like, okay, it's about to be that time. So then a truck pulls up. A truck is driving down the way, and it's a delivery truck. And in the truck, the dude has a box. So Morgan Freeman goes to check out the box. Brad Pitt is watching the killer. And as Morgan Freeman's checking out, the killer, says that he envies him. That he envies his life, his lifestyle, his wife and his child. So Brad Pitt is questioning, how do you know my wife and child? And as Morgan Freeman gets to the box, he opens the box, and inside the box is his wife's head, which is disfigured. So basically, Kevin Spacey felt the need for him to become envy, as in he envied Brad Pitt's life, and that was his sin. And Brad Pitt was supposed to become wrath, which is to take his life, and that was supposed to complete his masterpiece. So this was the whole plan from the beginning. But Morgan Freeman is trying to, be like, Brad Pitt, don't kill him because you're just playing into his plan. So Brad Pitt has a struggle between whether he should take his life or he should just let the killer live, knowing that he just, killed the mother of his children and he didn't do anything about it. So he just decides to unload the clip on him. He just kills him. So that's the overview of the movie, and then Brad Pitt's taken to jail. But for my part of this presentation, I chose to analyze Brad Pitt's character and like his actions that he did to perform this role. So to me, his actions were, he was very naive, very just eager to just jump in and go he wasn't really into doing any research on his criminals or trying to track any information. He just wanted, he was into the battle. So, and I picked up Morgan Freeman's character as his polar opposite, which is why I felt like they were assigned to the case, why the director chose to put them together, because Morgan Freeman kind of balanced out what Brad Pitt did. And Brad Pitt was, gung-ho and everything, but Morgan Freeman was the research, and analytical type to basically do all the research on the killer and everything and make sure he knew what was going on. And I think those actions for Brad Pitt made his role that much better because he gave you that envision of somebody who's like, he's in a situation where he, has this wife, they're about to have this child, he's living in this like shaggy rundown apartment, and he's made detective, so he basically has to provide for his family, so he's doing everything he can to, push himself and make himself better. So he feels like when he goes in here, he has to prove himself, he has to make a name for himself, so he can, basically he wants to be on the same level as everybody, but everybody sees you as, you don't have any years under your belt, you're still a rookie, but he's like, I've done this before, I know what I'm doing. And that's my presentation.